Thank you very much also for the opportunity to be here and to present this project to this wonderful conference. Unfortunately, my colleague Yasir Yılmaz was not able to travel here, but I hope that I can still represent the project in a proper way, although I'm not the specialist for Ottoman Turkish that he is. Right. So my name is Stephan Kurz, and I'm presenting this project today that concerns the documents pertaining to the history of diplomacy between Vienna and the Sublime Porte in today's Istanbul, which, of course, as we know, includes lands that are today part of Croatia, of the Republika Hrvatska. So this might be also interesting to the people dealing with history of these areas. This is why I wanted to go here and present the project to this wonderful audience. Die digitale Edition von Quellen zur habsburgisch-osmanischen Diplomatie, that's where our acronym comes from, QHOT, which is hard to pronounce, but it's the German abbreviation of what I just said. Is a digital editing project that started in 2020 at the Institute for Habsburg and Balkan Studies of the Austrian Academy of Sciences to research and digitally edit all conceivable sources of the diplomatic contacts between Vienna and Istanbul, beginning from the earliest day of diplomatic contacts between the two states in the 1490s. The historical turning points of the diplomatic contacts and encounters between those two capitals are, of course, well known to scholars. Yet there's a large uncharted domain of diplomatic moments and processes in the finer details of archival sources, including official correspondences, textual narratives, and visual depictions of ceremonies, meetings, festivities, and innumerable records concerning organizational issues during the diplomatic missions, the journeys through the lands of the host nation, and so on. The Quad project researches, transcribes, and publishes online and in open access form all such sources. Currently, that is in German and in Ottoman Turkish from the Imperial Archives in Vienna and in Istanbul. The Ottoman sources are transcribed using the Islam Encyclopedische Transcription Alphabeti, which is kind of a transcription rule for Ottoman Turkish, which was, of course, written in Perso-Arabic letters. And today, the norm in the Turkology Ottoman studies is that they transcribe it directly in, so to say, modern Turkish with some additional diacritics. And there are several of these transcription rules and we use this one. I can later show examples of how this looks like, but it's a technical challenge in Unicode with combined and uncombined characters and stuff. So it's sometimes messy. Right, all these documents are made available using XML of the Text Encoding Initiative TI fashion and published under CC BY license together with facsimile image data. Earlier this year, we launched this website. I'm just showing some features while I'm talking about the project. So there's, of course, a full text search. And here it says in German that this is normalized also to all of those fancy characters with dots above and below. They are kind of normalized the way if you search for them without the diacritics and stuff like that. So of course Vienna is found quite frequently in the different sub-projects that we are currently hosting. Currently we have a couple of we call them sub-projects online. The main and the biggest project that we have been editing so far concerns the exchange of grand embassies between 1719 and 20. And that is because this is one of the embassies where there's really a large number of documents surviving in both archives. So we can do a comparative thing on documenting those two embassies together. That was kind of the showcase project that we are currently working on. As part of this first round of publications, we edited these documents. They contain letters of the Austrian ambassador Damian Hugo von Birmont. That is in the Briefe letters register here. Then there's Reisebericht, the travelogues from both the Austrian and the Ottoman embassy. I did the TI edition of this rather sizable text myself, so I can show you some more detail. So on the left hand, this is printed material, of course, which makes it easier to edit. I did that using Transcribus for input because it's 680 pages, and this is no fun transcribing by hand. And it just doesn't make sense. I did correct it manually, but that was the kind of the process. We also have in this embassy, we do have the reverse travelogue written by an anonymous author so this is kind of the first page of this travelogue describing the way from Istanbul to Vienna, and that is of course Saat, 44 hours from Istanbul to Edirne to Adrianople. That is this first block of text. I can't read it myself, but I'm relying on this on Yasir and colleagues. Right. We also include other subject sources in this sub-project. So that is the letters, index of the letters. Then there's a couple of protocol register entries from the Ottoman court, where they recorded stuff like Virmont is asking for more firewood. The Austrian ambassador, and all of this has been recorded in the Ottoman archives. While the project is designed primarily as an editing project that aims to present the transcribed data to the global community of researchers, the project has clearly defined research objectives, both in the historiographical part and in the DH part. I will focus on the DH part. You can get back to Yasir and also to my colleague Manuela Meyer, who is doing the Habsburg editing part. If you need more information on that, in the field of DH, we currently basically apply existing achievements that have been done. We are hosting this whole endeavor currently in Graz at the GAMS repository, which some of you might have heard of. We are editing based on TI best practices. We kind of narrowed down the TI schema for our needs, but there are of course changes that relate to this variety of genres that we have to deal with. But this is ongoing work, and we always discover new sources and also genres of sources, which calls for adaptation of the TI schema that we're using and stuff like that. Upcoming are also newspaper transcriptions from the Wienerisches Diarium. That is kind of the official gazette of the court. which has been digitized by the ANO project of the Austrian National Library. And we already have the transcripts. I just have to transcribe or transform that into TI. Right. So in addition to those sources that we have here, we created data tables, content, metadata browsing thing under this quad Quellen, so sources of the whole project, where you can browse by and filter by date and author and title of the documents, and also you could filter by language. For instance, I mean, OTA is the official ISO 639-2 shortcut for Ottoman Turkish. So if you only want to see the Ottoman stuff, type in OTA in here, and it gives you back a number of some 157 entries that are currently transcribed. Yeah, so this is what we have both at the data input side and also from a user interface side that is here. As I said, we used Transcribus for the Habsburg part, and we are working together with other colleagues concerning Ottoman transcription, because it's apparently not as easy to transcribe a non-vocalized script with another alphabet and stuff like that. So if you have any training data for Transcribus in Ottoman Turkish, please hand it over, and we'll join forces and try if we can get there. All right, I'll skip over a couple of other things. The most important thing that I am here to convey is please spread the word about this project. We are open to taking other sub-projects on board. We have already taken in transcriptions of one other diplomatic mission that was prepared already as a MA thesis. And so if you have anybody if you hear about anybody doing DH transcriptions, digital editions of Ottoman texts, or things that relate to diplomacy of between Vienna and the High Port, spread the word, and I'll hand over the floor to the others.